Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haris Naufal. I'm from class Semantic A2. Today I'm going to review a video that you sent last week, and the video is about sense relation. Uh, I will be explain it based on my understanding so far. Uh, Check it out. So the first material that I will explain it is sense relation. So sense relation is the relationship between words and sense. Sense relation is how we connect a word and a sense by our mental dictionary. Uh, jadi sense relation merupakan sebuah hubungan antara kata dan sense, words dan sense. Uh, jadi uh, sense relation merupakan bagaimana cara kita untuk menghubungkan antara kata dan sense dengan menggunakan mental dictionary yang ada di in our mind or our brain or head. Okay, next page. For the example, there is a word right, and then and then the word right has a multiple sense. As you can see that right can have some several meanings. Like the first meaning is about true or correct, and the second meaning is direction. So um, it is it is called sense relation, where a word right can has a meaning can have a meaning can has a meaning true or correct, or it is reverse to direction. So jadi pada contoh yang pertama ada kata right. Dalam kata ini memiliki beberapa sense atau meaning. Yang pertama itu menunjukkan suatu kebenaran, benar, atau makna yang kedua yaitu menunjukkan arah atau direction. But sometimes it's not always a word has multiple sense, but some words can be has one sense. Multiple words has one sense, the same sense, the exact meaning. For example, the word talk and speak, it has same exact meaning or exact sense. So talk and speak can be referred to saying something. Jadi pada contoh kedua, tidak selamanya satu kata itu memiliki beberapa multiple sense. Jadi terkadang ada beberapa kata multiple words itu memiliki makna yang sama atau sense yang sama. Seperti contoh yang ada di video, itu ada father and dad. Itu merupakan kata yang berbeda, namun itu mengarah kepada meaning yang ada dalam kepala kita, yaitu ayah atau orang tua laki-laki dari kita. Maksudnya itu the male of our parents. So we move to the next slide. Sense relation divided into 4 branches. The first is homonymy and polysemy. Second one is semantic similarity or synonymy. And the third is semantic opposition. And the last is taxonomic or hierarchical. Now we are going to the next slide. Now we talk about homonymy and polysemy. For the homonymy is the important thing that we should remember is the sense are unrelated. Homonymy, the sense are unrelated. Homonymy divided into two types. Uh, the first type is uh, sounds, or we can call homophony. The type of sounds can be mm, it means that um, the words how we pronounce the word exactly same, but in but the word is different. The the alphabet is different, but the sounds has exactly same. And the second type is by spelling or orthography, or we can call homography. So in homography, the sound is sometimes different, but the words is absolutely same. Now let's we move to the example for let me repeat it in Indonesia to make sure that my understanding is correct or not. So jadi homonymy ini merupakan sebuah salah satu bagian dari sense relation. Jadi sense-nya itu tidak berhubungan. Maksud berhubungan di sinilah maknanya antara antara leksim yang satu sama leksim yang second leksim. Jadi antara satu kata dengan dua kata itu uh, memiliki makna yang tidak saling berkaitan. Jadi homonymy itu terbagi lagi menjadi dua tipe, yaitu berdasarkan suara, yaitu homofoni. Jadi untuk berdasarkan suara itu, uh, homofoni itu memiliki katanya, bentuk katanya itu berbeda, namun memiliki suara bunyi yang sama. Jadi bagaimana cara pengucapan kita. Kemudian untuk tipe yang kedua itu spelling atau ortografi, atau kita bisa menyebutnya dengan homografi. Untuk homografi itu terkadang ada yang memang pengucapannya itu berbeda dan ada yang sama. Untuk yang sama itu kita harus melihat konteksnya kembali. Jadi spelling atau ortografi ini memiliki bentuk kata yang sama, sehingga namun memiliki makna yang berbeda. Kemudian next slide. These are example for homonymy. Example first is about the type of sounds. It is, as you can see, plain and plain. If we hear, it is some similar, is look same, plain and plain, but it has different meaning. The first plain is not decorated or elaborate, simple or ordinary in character. And the second plain is the transportation. And then the second example, it is spelling or homography. Let me remove my face. The first one is bat and bat. Now, as we can see, the first word and the second word is exactly has spelling, the same spelling, BAT and BAT, but it has a different meaning. How we differentiate it is it is untuk mengetahui maknanya itu berdasarkan konteks yang nanti kita akan gunakan. Jadi for the first word, it has meaning use a thing that used for hitting the ball in games such as baseball, cricket, and table tennis. And the second, bat, is an animal, nocturnal animal uh, that live in at night. So, jadi untuk homonim sendiri itu memiliki dua tipe. Seperti yang saya sebutkan sebelumnya, yaitu ada sounds dan berdasarkan spelling. Jadi di sini ada dua contoh. Yang pertama yaitu adalah plain dan plain. Memang secara kata ini, memiliki kata yang berbeda antara satu dengan yang satunya lagi. Namun, tetapi secara pengucapan, jika kita mendengar secara ibaratnya memang mendengar dari pengucapan orang, native speaker, itu memang exactly the same, plain and plain. But jika kita tidak melihat konteks, mungkin kita akan misunderstanding. Jadi untuk makna yang pertama ada plain, itu artinya polos atau not decorated, bla 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 bla. Dan plain maksudnya di kalimat kata yang kedua yaitu transportasi atau sebuah pesawat. Kemudian untuk contoh yang spelling ini memiliki bentuk kata yang sama, spellingnya sama antara satu dengan yang lain. Namun memiliki makna yang berbeda. Seperti contoh yang bat pada leksim yang pertama yaitu adalah sebuah benda untuk memukul pada saat pertandingan baseball, cricket, atau table tennis. Kemudian ada bat yang leksim yang kedua yaitu menunjukkan bahwa itu adalah kelelawar sebuah hewan, reverse to ke arah hewan. Okay, the next slide is about polysemy. Polysemy, the important thing is it is opposite of homonymy. The sense are related. For the simple understanding, for the polysemy, I will go to the example. Saya akan langsung mengarah kepada contoh agar kita lebih mudah memahaminya. Jadi, I take the word wood for this polysemy example. The first sentence is, this house made from wood. The second sentence is, we will go to wood next week. So, a word wood in this case it has different meaning. The first sentence, it refers to material of the house. And the second sentence refers to the forest. But in this case, woods has relation. Word woods in the first sentence has relation to the second sentence. The relation is the words, maksudnya begini. Jadi maksud woods dari sentence pertama dan woods dari sentence kedua itu memiliki sebuah hubungan. Apa hubungannya? Hubungannya itu merupakan, ini adalah maksudnya adalah kayu. 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 Sedangkan pada kalimat yang kedua ini mengarah kepada sebuah tempat atau hutan, namun memiliki relasi, yaitu yang dimana forest itu adalah sebuah pohon yang mana itu bisa jadi kayu juga. Jadi yang mana ini memiliki sebuah relation yaitu berupa kayu. Kayu. Jadi pada dasarnya relation antara sentence yang pertama dan kedua adalah sama-sama memiliki makna, yaitu makna besar, yaitu kayu. Itu menurut saya. I hope so. It is, I don't know that whether it is correct or not, but it is actually based on my understanding so far when I watched the video that you share on summary last week. I apologize if I made a mistake when when I explain it about this material, and I'm so sorry, my grammar is very bad. So let's we move to the next material. Semantic similarity divided into two types, two subcategories. The first one is synonymy and the second one is similarity. Synonymy is the different phonological words with highly related meanings or senses. Synonymy is actually quite, it can be the same meaning, or nearly has a same meaning, but it is difficult to find the same exactly meanings. It just maybe usually the word synonymy it is nearly to nearly to get same meaning from the other words, and similarity is relatedness of the meanings. The next slide is the example. Synonymy is, as you can see that sofa and word coach. It is exactly nearly same because sofa and coach that a thing that we use to sit down, to sit, and it is exactly same, but menurut saya ini memiliki kata yang sangat mirip karena merupakan tempat kita untuk duduk, yang mana sofa itu kalau tidak salah coach itu untuk lebih, ya sofa dan coach memiliki kata yang hampir sama, yaitu sebagai tempat duduk. Kemudian similarity ini merupakan, similarity is the object. I think that the object is quite different, but they have relation between two words. For the example, car and truck. If we see in a real life, car and truck is different type of vehicle, but it can be similar because car has 4 wheels and the truck has 4 wheels. So it may be look similar, but if we see the object, it is different. But this two word has a relation. The next material is semantic opposite. Semantic opposite divided into several types. The first one is non-gradable, gradable antonym, incompatible, relation, meronym, and markedness. So for the first is non-gradable antonym. Non-gradable antonyms are opposites that both opposites cannot be obtained together. Such as antonym have a complementary pair, comparative construction, and negative of one member doesn't imply the other. So for the example, uh, it is that is there is word dead and alive and off and on. So if someone dead, that it means that he is alive, and if the man is alive, it means that he is not dead. And it is same with the example, the first example of and on absolute. The opposition is absolute. The meaning is opposite each other. And then for the second is gradable antonym. Gradable antonyms are antonyms that have space between them. For the example, it is as you can see in the slide, there is a word hot and cold. There between hot and cold, there is a space, warm, tepid, and cool. The but so that maybe I so antonym hot is cold, and the word warm opposite cool, and the natural is tepid. For your information, the gradable antonym is gradable, and then truth of one doesn't imply falsity of the other. Often modifiable, it can be modifiable by intensifies, and it can be global dependency. Mm, for the next slide is incompatible. Uh, Incompatible antonym is a relation of exclusion. Incompatible are terms which denote categories which share no members. If something is a dog, then it is not a cat, a mouse, or an elephant. Sentences with incompatible terms with us contradict each other. For example, the set of color, the meaning of the blue is incompatible with the meaning of yellow. The meaning of the other color terms, it should be noted though that incompatibility doesn't necessarily imply opposite. Red is not opposite the color of green. It's not opposite, it's just not incompatible. The color terms don't have subordinate since the term of color normally exclude black and white. The next slide is the relation. The relation divided into two subcategories. The first one is reverse. Reverse antonyms are two words that have a reverse relationship. For the example, I take the word explode and implode. It is exactly this two word has same meaning, which the meaning is explosion, but the difference is movement by the explosion, the way the explosion. So the example that I take is related to the movement. Explode is the explosion, the how explosion, the explosion going to outside, and the implode is the explosion that going to out inside. Jadi pada reverse kali ini berkaitan dengan sebuah pergerakan. Pada dasarnya mereka memiliki makna yang sama, yaitu sebuah ledakan. Namun yang membedakan di sini adalah bagaimana cara ledakan ini bekerja. Jika explode itu mengarah keluar dan implode itu adalah ledakan yang mengarah kepada terpusat ke dalam. Jadi menurut saya jadi yang membedakan adalah the movement of the explosion. Kemudian pada bagian the second type, the second subcategory is converse. Converse is if a predicate describes a relationship between two things, or and some other predicate describe the same relationship when the two things are mentioned in the opposite order, then the two predicates are converses of each other. So in this case, converse means the first word and the second word has a relation. As you can see, the word by and sell, for the example. If someone buys something, of course the other person will sell something too. Will sell something too. It is come first. Buy and sell has a relationship between these two words. The next slide is markedness. Antonym markedness per member can differentiate by each word markedness. That distinction attributable to the presence or absence of feature at morphological or semantic levels. Morphologically marked words incorporate their unmarked counterpart with additional morph. So it is the example. Markedness is divided into several categories, subcategories. The first one is by morphological. This is the example that I take from morphological example. This three word, happy, possible, and regret, can be markedness with the different meaning if they are get marked. For example, as in the right side, unhappy and impossible. This one is marked impossible. The example add the prefix on the in the front of the word. like happy, unhappy. Has different meaning. So the next type of markedness is distributional. From the semantic aspect of distinguishing marked and unmarked members, it is important to decide which one has a neutralized reading, usually the one which can be used in a how question or a related nominalization of measurement is considered to be unmarked member. For the neutralized how questions, it is normal to accept the saying like how long is it rather than how short is it. For the example, this two word is for the neutralized how question. Uh, we we often say that how long is it rather than how short is it. It is more more acceptable to say it. The next type is by semantics. Due to the unbalance using of pair member, it is not hard to guess that they may share different distribution in everyday language. The unmarked one, of course, enjoys higher appearance compared with the other marked one, since the latter mainly utter when a certain property like being short is emphasized. For the example, lion and lioness. So the next material is taxonomy hierarchical, or we can call hyponymy. Hyponymy is the state or phenomenon that shows the relationships between more general term and the more specific instance of it. So hyponymy is a term that denotes a subcategory of a more general class. As for the example, I choose the vegetable vegetable table. So for the example, carrots. Carrot is belong to plants, root plants, and then root plants belong to vegetable. The vegetables call call hyperonym, hyperonym. And then for the root is hyponym. This is called hyponym, and the subcategories the the branches of vegetables is hyponym, and the branches of fruits, tuber, pulses, and greens it is called hyponym. So the hyponymy jadi uh, hyponymy ini menjelaskan bagian dari sesuatu yang spesifik kemudian diubah lebih ke arah yang lebih general, dijabarkan untuk menjadikan lebih general. Jadi carrots ini bisa termasuk bagian tumbuhan dari umbi-umbian, kemudian umbi-umbian ini bisa termasuk sebuah sayuran atau vegetables. Carrot disebut dengan hyponym, root juga disebut hyponym, dan inilah yang disebut hyperonym. Yang mana ini adalah sebuah cabang yang paling besar di antara semuanya. So, in semantics, a meronymy is a word that denotes a constituent part or a member of something. Meronymy is not just a single relation, but a bundle of different part to all relationship. For example, the word had torso, arms, and legs is a part of the body, a whole part of the body. It is called the meronomy. I think that's all from me. I apologize if I made a mistake when I explained the material about sense relation. Uh, Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.